End of the Internet, where we talk about the internet as a community, an industry, and any other news that floats through our doors. Come take a seat. My name's James.
And my name's Reese.
And you know what? It's the spooky season. Can you feel it?
I can feel it in my bones. My skeleton is dancing inside of me and I can't control it. I might actually have a disease.
And just for this special occasion, we're both in full costume. What are you wearing, Reese?
I'm currently wearing bondage gear because I wanted to cosplay Mr. Krabs from the Bikini Bottom movie.
That one specific scene.
Welcome to the apocalypse. I hope you like leather.
So, I was wondering why you're just dripping salt water and sand over that.
Don't tell them that. They don't need to imagine that. Just me in leather dom gear. But James, less about me. What are you wearing?
I came dressed up as my favourite, a Nordic Viking, but my costume very quickly changed into somebody having heat stroke. It's very realistic. And hopefully we can finish this podcast soon because I need water. I need to stop drinking beer.
Yeah, no worries, man. Well, you've just got about, 49 minutes to go, so we should be good.
Okay. You know, because that's what you got to look after in life. You got to look after yourself. You got to look after your friends, and you got to look after the planet.
That was smooth.
In that order. Probably not that order. Wait, what's the order? Planet before friends. No, that's not true. Friends first. Friends, planet, then you.
Man, Mother Nature's just looking at you right now like, okay, I get it. No worries. Enjoy oxygen, bitch.
Mate, we're already uploaded into the Matrix right now. I don't give a fuck about Mother Nature. I don't need oxygen when I'm on the internet.
There is no oxygen on the internet. Just bathwater.
So why are we talking about trees, Reese? Why are we talking about trees?
Well, you know what? There was an initiative that was started by a massive creator we've spoken about on this platform called Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is a fantastic YouTuber. He often has monetary-based videos. However, he also has really cool challenges. Nearly every video, yeah. And on top of that, he decided to put out effectively what is a charity for planting trees. If you donate $1, him and his mates will plant a tree. So what this has caused is this massive escalating snowball where who could donate the most. And James, you know what? I can't believe I actually managed to get this on the roll. Please keep going with it.
I'm impressed. Myself and Mother Nature are just so proud.
I know, she's got her hand on my shoulder. It's beautiful.
The idea was started by fans and then kind of picked up speed. I think he's reached 20 million subscribers on YouTube. And as his 20 million subscriber milestone, they said, well, plant 20 million trees. And he took up the challenge and then, I guess, quickly realized what a logistical nightmare that is. We're talking raw, space that you have to find, time, manpower. So he's kind of outsourced it. He personally has donated... Oh, God, how much has he donated? I think he donated $100,000 off the bat.
Yes.
And basically it's a simple initiative through the Arbor Day Foundation where they will effectively just make sure the trees are the correct genus, is to not to destroy ecosystems, and they just go around making sure they're going to plant it all properly. And while Mr. Beast and a bunch of people have personally planted a couple thousand, the rest of the mission is going to be by donating to the Arbor Day charity. Now, because he just can't do anything normally. He has to be so bloody extra. He just, he got in touch with all these enormous creators, and for that day, every one of these creators had a tree-related video. It was hashtag Team Trees, or Tree Team. Team Trees. And they all made videos. They all effectively donated and put in the link to go donate at the bottom. I think, as of recording, they've just passed 10 million trees, I think.
Yes. 10 million smackaroos.
Yeah, which is just, they're saying they want this done by 2020, but I think they may be starting in 2020. I think they want it done by, but...
I thought they'd already begun.
They have already begun. So I think it is done by, which is very optimistic. That's a lot of trees.
Considering it's still growing. The number is still growing every moment, every hour, every second. There's people donating to this cause. And it's so interesting to see because this is the first attempt, or let me phrase that, the first widespread attempt at a YouTuber tackling the climate change sort of debacle that's going on at the moment. which is...
maybe not the first attempt at that, but like we've never seen this kind of scale.
Yeah, that's what I meant by widespread. Like, it's the first one that's gone huge. It's not just gone to the point of people saying, wow, look at this guy trying to do it. This is people, and a lot of people, millions of people being influenced by other people here, like other creators, to assist in any way they can, or at least know about it, just because the network of people that are being affected by this are just huge. It's incredible.
Yeah, and the big part of it was not only to get it out, but was the physical...
Who knows how to plant trees?
It was the physical element that Mr. Beast specifically wanted to tackle, because it's such a cliche that there's a lot of, hippies out there stopping traffic, and there's a bunch of activists who are doing things that are quote-unquote raising awareness while literally, or at least physically, achieving nothing.
Yeah.
And he just said, look, I know a lot of people are critical of that kind of stuff, so here I am planting these trees. And he also had to come out again because people on the internet are just fueled by hatred, as they are. And he had to clarify, look, I understand that 20 million trees isn't going to save the universe, but, it's a huge step towards.
It's a fantastic start.
It's a practical step. It gets, and we're seeing all these huge SEOs, huge businesses getting behind this, which is insane. This is stuff that people are talking about. It's front page news all around the world. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's actually, and it is massive, because we had, I'm pretty sure it is still the largest donation, was by Elon Musk, who donated a flat $1 million to this cause.
He was beaten out.
Was he?
Yeah, by the CEO of Twitter, I believe.
Oh, man, Matt's coming up hard. I actually don't know his name. Maybe it's Jack. I can't remember.
I've got no clue. I feel bad. This poor son of a gun donated over $1 million. He doesn't know like $1,001,000, and I completely blanked on his name. But he hasn't got a hilarious pun like Elon Musk. I can get behind that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And this guy, we don't even know his name. His name could just be like Track. I don't know.
Incredible. Yeah, we saw everyone's favorite Susan Wishdeshnania, and she donated like a couple tens of thousands. And
I think she did 20,000.
Which was 20,000. Yeah, man. Like all these people that no one expected is just coming out of the woodwork to support. I think it's awesome. I mean, I haven't donated, but I will.
Yeah. On top, like, if eTav makes any money within now and the end of this, I swear I will donate 10% of it to the charity.
Yep. That whole 10% of nothing.
Well, if and like I said, if there's any money, I will donate that. As long as it's $1, of course. If it's not $1, I will donate a personal $1 of my own, as well as whatever I'll do.
The first thing we could do is clean up this bar tab that we've really racked up.
If you don't talk about it, they won't bring it up again, I swear. I think they just don't like talking to us in general. That's why they just keep giving us beers and sending us away.
Yeah, they're about to forgive us until you came in with your bloody bondage gear. That kind of
Look, man,
that kind of pissed them off.
Out loud and proud. Don't shame me.
Out loud and proud, yeah. I think this is interesting. I wonder if we're going to see any more initiatives like this. I mean, will the hype of hashtag Team Trees last? Don't know. But it'll be interesting if it does. What else? There's so many other initiatives that they don't even have to be environmentally oriented. I mean, they should be. Not should be, but environment's good because it's like politically neutral. You're not alienating anyone. You're not on anyone's side. You're just on the side of the human race as itself.
These goddamn hippies, didn't they learn global warming's just a fucking myth? Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to upset somebody with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, there was some dude over in the other corner of the tavern. It was like the alt-right corner. But surprisingly put it in the left. I don't know why. It was kind of a weird, bad irony. But, yeah, there was just some guy being real mad about it. It was kind of funny.
Was it you?
Hey, don't put me in that corner.
But the qualifications to get let in here are pretty low. They'll let in all sorts.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on. Our massive bar tavern, they still let us back in.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like they're eventually just gonna save up enough of a bar tab until they sell us as slaves or something like that to pay off the debt.
They'll sell us to the tree team trees so we can plant trees.
It's going to reach a point where they literally just write a name on a piece of paper and slide it to us, and like, you know what you have to do. Wipe away the debt, boys.
Wipe away the debt, indeed. Or it's going to be like one day they'll slide us a name, and the other day they'll slide us knee pads.
Well, to play hockey with him, that sounds fun.
Yeah, of course. We have to get more goals. And then I have to suck his dick, but, either other.
And then everyone's a winner.
Everybody gets made happy. One thing I did want to add, though, as an addendum to the Susan Wishihache thing before, was she actually went out to the planting range.
Oh, did she?
She made an appearance there and tweeted out that she was there when Mr. Beast wasn't there. And now there's currently a very wholesome back and forth between Susan and Mr. Beast. Just like, oh, I wish you were there. Oh, I wish I was there. Oh, Susan made a video for her YouTube channel. Oh, man, I wish I was in it. And she's like, oh, I wish I was in your video. Oh, it was actually kind of wholesome. It's like...
I am disgusted.
I loved it. It was like watching... It's like, you ever seen like a really cute person who shouldn't be that in touch with the internet try and be wholesome, and then they succeed?
You mean the CEO of YouTube shouldn't be in touch with the internet?
Are you telling me she is? Like, come on.
No, she's not. She lives under some kind of rock in the shape of a $sign. Old bloody Susan Wojcicki Sticky, whatever her name is. She is a absolute, she is the reason Mr. Beast has gone through some absolute trials and tribulations. Like, he has made videos raking in tens of millions of views, and random online companies just going, yoink, I'll take a piece of that. Yoink, I'll claim that. I'll put a strike on that. While Susan sits by, cackling, fanning the fire with her wads of cash. And then suddenly she's like, oh, wait a second. The Mr. Beast boy is making good publicity. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, and the reason she intentionally didn't shop when he was there is because he probably would have used a small pine cone to stab her.
Just outright beat her up, just bash the shit out of her. You fucking cost me my channel.
Hide her corpse among the planted millions of trees. No, that's not true. Mr. Beast is a wholesome lad. I don't think he would murder Susan in cold blood. Now, I am saying I don't know if he will do that. I mean,
not saying he won't, but I'm definitely not saying that he has. So, yeah.
She wasn't going to be let free until she donated the money for the trees.
It's actually, they just have a bunch of trenches dug for trees. There is no reason anybody could...
really long, deep trees.
There's going to be 2 or 3 trees that just somehow grow a lot stronger than the rest because they just had fertilizer in the ground.
Hey, that's a pretty metal way to grow a tree.
That would be a pretty fucking metal tree, actually. That'd be pretty sick.
We actually had something like that in Australia not that long ago. Not trees, but what was it? It was was it America maybe? I think it was Australia. They had a honey promotional thing where you would get a sachet of seeds. You could buy honey, use the code, and they would send you a sachet of seeds to grow wildflowers. And it was kind of like, flowers around the earth.
I thought you were going to say promo where if you killed someone, they'd send you seeds.
If you murder somebody in the name of the syndicate, they will send you a small little packet of seeds for just as a calling card in future. No, it's like a sachet of seeds to plant wildflowers. You repopulate the flowers on Earth. Everyone's seen a big movie. Yep. Anyway, very soon after, people were saying, "Hey, everyone, please make sure you've checked out this information before planting these flowers because they may be non-indigenous and very, very hazardous to the local ecosystem."
It turns into a noxious weed.
Yeah, exactly. Right, they're just sending out a bunch of cannabis to people saying, who knows? And they're just plant this, the bees will love it. It's just the most poorly thought out thing ever, which I do like about Mr. Beast here is that every tree has been planted with intent. The tree type is intentional, its location is intentional.
Yeah.
I wonder how many countries this will happen in. That'll be interesting. I understand that America... Oh, obviously, Mr. Beast is American. You'd assume a lot of this would be American, but at the same time, there's a lot of other countries that would benefit way more from it. Maybe not way more, but there are definitely countries that a little bit of a biology lesson for you. Trees will help reduce smog. They'll help cool areas, and they'll help, especially with water tables. So their roots, if they grow deep enough, they can help stabilize the soil and kind of balance the soil and earth for other ecosystems to start as well. So there are definitely countries that would need that way more than America just dropping a just ship of 20 million trees in there. Just like National Park, where they're just stacking trees on top of trees. Like, I feel like there are probably other countries, but I don't know. I'm assuming Arbor Day is international.
Actually, I thought Arbor Day was almost exclusively American thing, even sometimes to certain states.
Oh, I thought it was America-wide.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. I haven't heard much about Arbor Day. Last time I heard anything about Arbor Day, it was in the cartoon Cow and Chicken, so I'm not sure.
You sure that's not, wait, Arbor Day?
Yeah, Arbor Day. Arbor Day's the thing.
You sure you're not thinking of Labor Day?
No, Arbor Day. Definitely Arbor Day. That's why
What is Arbor Day?
I'm not sure. Hang on.
I think we've said the word Arbor Day too many times, and now it's just sounding weird.
At least we'll hopefully be discovered when people look up the trees. Come on, Google. Listen to my voice. I'm just going to have a real quick look at the tablet I've installed in the seat. I didn't actually end up cleaning up the foam either, so it's just all over the floor.
And we wonder why they let us in.
Yeah, I still do. According to this tablet I have here, it says that Arbor Day is in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
On April the 24th.
Wait, is it a day? Is it a day as well? What's the day do?
I'm not sure. It's April 24th, 2020. So it might just be the X Friday in April, or it's the 24th every year.
I don't know. It seems weird to name a charity after the day, unless
it's based on the whole thing about the day. Because I'm pretty sure the day is about something about giving or growing.
Yeah. I don't know. Man, we're so well researched.
I know.
It blows me away.
I'm really glad that a lot of university students can listen to us in the future and realize, wow, I can just listen to this instead of studying all night. This is going to be great.
Yeah, we're like little tomes of knowledge, little oracles from the past. They'll be like, wow, education was really poor back then.
We're going to be a stasis in time. Nothing will move. They will find us eventually and be like, wow, they really didn't teach people how to look at stuff back then. They could have just used this site called Joogle and it would have been great.
I mean, can I be blamed when there's all this like quality tree content that our generation has now been given? And like, we got YouTube, you got Twitch, you got all those other places. Are there any other websites you get to see your quality content, Reese?
Honestly, I feel that for me, no, but there's a great new website, or actually, I don't know if it's great or not. I personally don't use it that much, but it's called Mixer.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, my beer just spilled in my
I
lap.
like how, if you had admitted to using Mixer, somebody from like one of the other booths would have just been like, liar! I know you've never touched that website. Who are you trying to fool?
Your VPN does nothing when you browse the internet out in the open in the internet.
The VPN is just a dude wearing a bloody trench coat and a fedora.
Just runs off, punches a dude in the face. You didn't see anything. And then runs back.
We're here in Russia. No, now we're in Germany.
Welcome to Russia. Anyway, the reason I bring up Mixer is because we have had another Twitch streamer banned and ship from Twitch and then jump right over to Mixer. That is the man himself, Shroud.
Yeah, which is a absolute maybe not hilarious, it's pretty funny. Hilarious blow to Twitch, because a lot of people, the second that Ninja left, were saying, okay, Shroud may be the, quote unquote, the next Ninja. They're going to make him their next poster boy because, his content he's very good at video games. He was pulling in tons of views. He's relatively uncontroversial.
Yeah.
And then Mixer sniped him too, which is just unfortunate for poor old Twitch.
Man, Bill Gates is sitting there just like pulling you like a Mr. Burns excellent kind of thing right now. Oh, God, he's just probably looking at Twitch going, come on, Jeff Bezos, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, this is such a strange little warfare of I don't know, buying. When we saw Ninja, it made sense because it was like, okay, well, this is a creator who's like the kingpin. It's kind of like, take out the number one to ruffle some feathers. But now they've taken out the number two. Now it seems more kind of like they're just going to chip their whole way down. And I still don't think Twitch cares. I don't think they are too perturbed because, as we're saying, I think 2 weeks ago on the podcast with Jack.
Yeah.
Mixer's they're not showing the numbers that they should.
That's actually very true,
Not that they should. I feel like Mixer's still crazy young compared to Twitch.
It's still in its infancy at this point.
But a lot of people are especially pointing fingers at Dr. Disrespect, another huge creator, and they're saying, why don't you go across, And he said he's already been offered, but at the end of the day, the numbers simply aren't there on Mixer. Who knows? Maybe it's because it's just kind of finding its feet, or maybe it's purely temporary, and this will fall apart.
Yeah, you're very right. It very much so could. And Dr. Disrespect, actually, he was very focused on that as well, how he said, this is temporary, this is just the next hit thing, it's not going to last. It was not built on a strong foundation, it's built on a foundation of money and sort of hysteria. It's not going to survive. And don't get me wrong, they're not my words, they're his words. He was very sort of absolute on saying that sort of stuff. I'm just interested to see how much money really can buy here. Like, they haven't put out what's seemingly a great platform, because I know I have not had a reason to go and look at it, but I've heard about Twitch from day dot, and it sort of just makes me wonder, is really getting this amount of sort of $100 million creators really going to boost the platform, or are they just flexing their money and hoping that people will come along?
I don't know. I feel like, now, I don't have statistics here, and I'm sure Mixer's very intentional with that, but I would love to know, every time Twitch does something real dumb, bans people for showing a bit of side boob on accident, but then, not banning other people for showing whole boob, and, that kind of stuff. That really pisses people off. I wonder if Twitch sees a few more people every time. At this point, if you just consider, where are people watching their streams? Mixer isn't losing people to Twitch. It would be the other way around.
Yes.
I don't know. It's still so early to tell, but I thought this was done and dusted. After a few weeks ago, people were saying, look, time has passed, the dust has settled, no one cares about Mixer. And then they just went and took another person. And that's like, Shroud brings in, he had 100,000 followers or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people to get across to your platform.
Actually, I think it might have been more than that. I think it might have been in the millions. Let me just have a quick squiz on the tablet I installed here. I still love how it's in the couch. It's such a unique thing.
Yeah, wait, what am I saying? 100,000 followers, that's nothing. That's nothing. Okay, that's definitely wrong. I don't know why I pulled that number. Yeah, long story short, he would have brought across so many people, so much money.
7 million.
7 million followers?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so that, like, and keep in mind that Twitch followers and subscribers are kind of different from YouTube. It is all kind of different depending on how loyal the fans are. And I guess that's also what Mixer's doing, is they're picking people who intentionally have that huge following and be like, hopefully this guy's fans will follow him.
Come on over, we have candy and your favorite streamer. Like,
yeah, I remember, this is like an awkward comparison because it's quite a different product, but back in the day, in the glory days of YouTube, JonTron used to be one of my favorite content creators. Loved his stuff. Like, he just, like, back then, his humor was exactly what I loved.
Yeah.
He partnered with Normal Boots. Well, he was always part of Normal Boots, but they made a website, and I remember him saying, look, there's exclusive content on Normal Boots. Yeah. I was like, hell yeah, more JonTron, sweet. Signed up, watched what he had there, and I never watched another exclusive video on that website.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that
despite,
sucks.
like, to this day, he's still one of my favorite creators, but I was like, oh, I don't know, does that mean because I'm just innately lazy? Who knows, maybe. But, like, just
Did you
the fact
enjoy
that
it?
Yeah, it was great content. It was just the fact that it wasn't a part of my natural ecosystem, so, like, the second it fell out, I just forgot.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like there'll be people that watch Shroud, watch Ninja, maybe not dedicated, but they happen to, I enjoy him when he's on. When I've got some free time, I like to pop in. Yeah. Oh, wait, he's not on Twitch. He's not on my preferred platform.
Yeah.
I'll watch someone else then, rather than being like, oh, I want to watch Shroud. I'm going to go to where I can find him,
Yeah, which actually, that begs a really interesting question as well. People were, for a little while there, not so much anymore, that dust has settled. Although we know it's a problem with the whole sort of selective banning, and enforcement of the rules, people were saying, nah, not going to watch anyone on Twitch anymore. And that was sort of like the whole thing was, this is on you, Twitch. I'm now bored because I have nothing to do because you are the only service available. Now there's an alternative. But if there's not somebody you like on Mixer and you don't want to watch the streamer you like because of not supporting Twitch, it sort of leaves you in this awkward position where it doesn't matter how many sort of competitors you have. You're still just going to have this shitload of people mad at you because, or at least at Twitch, because they did something wrong. Then you got this bunch of people over on Mixer, and if people don't like them or don't watch them, it's effectively what's that? Not costless investment, just a silly investment in the hopes, or at least a hopeful investment. Which
I feel like it's surprisingly smart, though. I get what you mean 100%. For example, I mean, like, full disclosure, Reese and I we're not huge stream watchers.
No.
It's, unless we've got like a kind of a personal connection with the creator or something that's like a reason we're there, we won't watch it casually.
Yeah, 100%.
I like Twitch for Smash Bros.
Awesome.
At the moment, Mixer is not, as far as I know, there's no tournaments that Mixer's providing that I'm interested in, and thus I haven't even looked at Mixer. Now, at that same time, Mixer has picked Ninja and Shroud. These are two first-person shooter, competitive and very talented players.
Yeah.
They have a style of humor. It's not crass. It's not like OG Filthy Frank. It's not these guys aren't Ryan's Toys Reviews. It's a very niche audience, kind of like early teens to kind of like
yeah, early
adults,
to mid.
not even young adults. So like full adults to early teens, but like FPS kind of competitive game oriented. They are definitely directing this. Now Twitch is going the opposite direction. They're expanding more into IRL, music. You know, I think we were talking about this previously. Like these guys are definitely separating. Now Shroud was like the cream of the crop when it came to that kind of content creation. And that's why people keep going to Dr. Disrespect. Is it because he's a good creator? Sure, but there's tons of good creators. They keep going to him because they're like, you're the next guy. You're the next very good FPS player who has that kind of personality to early teens to like young adults. You're the next guy.
That would be so funny if Dr. Disrespect becomes the face of Twitch. Like, don't forget, this is a man who has received a ban once. We've actually spoken about it on the podcast. But it would just be really funny.
Like our first episode, wasn't it? Was it first?
Might have. Oh, I'm not sure. Actually, it might have been.
Yeah, man, it's gone back a while now.
Yeah, the 16 episodes. Oh man, what a library. Like, it's just interesting to see that man, and he's also like, don't get me wrong, he's not entirely family friendly, but he's not awful.
Oh no, his content creation is down to an art form. The way that he creates older content without completely like without being non-family friendly is just, he's got that down to an art form. He's a Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't wheel out there my grandma and my grandkids all, yeah, come watch Dr. Disrespect, teabag people. No, but it's like he definitely doesn't. I mean, this is what we always see from like kings of platforms, people like PewDiePie. You know, he isn't dropping swear words every 10 seconds, but at the same time, he's still making content for the older audiences. Like, he's got that down to an art form for sure. Yeah,
that's actually right. Yeah, because like sometimes he doesn't need to swear. Sometimes even as much as a meme abbreviation is enough for people to be like, you know, if you see an FML, it's like, oh, I know what that means. Ha, it's a swear word, but you don't need to say it, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, everyone kind of designs their own ways of swearing. Like,
that's
like
right.
PewDiePie,
Freak.
for a while was swearing by going just like just making noises as if he was like forcing out a fake swear word.
Yes, definitely.
Then again, Twitch is a lot different because you're kind of constantly in the firing line. Yeah,
you're live. Everything you say is at the time, so you know it's coming out of your mouth almost as people see it.
I'll be really interested with this. I think I'm a pessimist because I haven't used it. I feel like how about this to our viewers? Before next episode, we will both hop on the Mixer, have a squiz. Could
you imagine, like, if both of us get on Mixer and we're like, oh my god, we're actually enjoying this.
We come back and we're like, oh my god, Scratch
Mixer
this
is so
previous
good.
episode. Mixer literally sent me a box of chocolates for just logging in. It was so good. Hey, Mixer, still waiting for that sponsorship. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, man, I've got like 100 Twitch followers. Let me in. I'll happily take that's point tiny percent of Ninja's payment to go to Mixer. I'll take my percentage cut of that. Yeah, I will take my cut, and I'll move to Mixer permanently. I kid you not, I reckon I could actually buy a good camera lens.
Yeah, I mean...
the silence. I think everybody in the bar was quiet too. Jesus Christ, that hurt my soul.
Yeah, my brain started to overheat because I was like, man, depending on what camera you own, like, that could mean a much different price tag.
I mean, if you wanted to go the full extent of my camera, you could pay like up to 18 grand for a 400 to 600 mil. Anyway, look, E-mount Sony
exactly.
camera.
You got like a studio quality film camera, or you've got some like little rinky-dink Nikon that you dusted off from your grandmother's basement. And
hey man,
you know,
the F-mount was revolutionary in the 70s.
And it's revolutionary now. You just have to grab a good one out of your local thrift shop. I can imagine that. Mixer sends you a little parcel with a dusty-ass F-mount bloody lens.
I'll just stare at it and be like, the lens adapter to use this on Sony E-mount is $400. This is worse than I expected.
Yeah, one lens is cracked and the other lens is just a piece of salami, and they're like, welcome aboard, kitty.
Welcome to the E-mount range. Sorry, F-mount range.
I don't know why I've depicted Mixer as some kind of spacefaring pirate, but you know, I'm sure they are.
Welcome to the ether, me hearty.
That was Jack. We have ninjas and shrouds.
Are there any characters that are ninjas or shrouds in Overwatch 2?
Jesus, I was actually just lining up a segue, and then you're like, hey.
Sorry, please, by all means, do your segue. No, there is no characters shrouds
that
or ninjas?
are shrouds in Overwatch 2.
I mean, come on. What's his fucking
You
name?
think Reaper is Wraith form?
Yeah,
kind of.
no. What's the man with the awesome braids called? Or are they dreadlocks?
Awesome braids? Lucio?
Yeah, Lucio. Yeah. Is he ninja?
Are you thinking of Genji?
I don't know who I'm thinking about.
Every second, every word that comes out of your mouth is causing me physical and emotional pain. I am dying by your hand. Okay, I'm taking the mic away from Reese for 1 second.
Okay.
So, Blizzard has announced, well, they haven't, it's kind of leaked through ESPN that they may be announcing, launching, dropping Overwatch 2 next BlizzCon. As of today, it is tomorrow when BlizzCon's happening. Now, this is a point of interest because one, Overwatch is kind of dead as fuck, but also BlizzCon's just in so much hot water at the moment. Anyways, here's your microphone back.
Thank you. I was kind of a little bit scared at first. I'm like, I don't get to finish. Like, you know.
That wording, gross. Disgusting. Anyway.
Disgusting.
Man, I was so aboard the Overwatch train when it came out, and then I just kind of lost interest over a while, and then there was a period of time where it's like, okay, no, it's dead. I mean, speaking of the spooky season, like, I am all down for, like, themed events and stuff. I mean, that's usually the thing that gets me back into games. But this year, like, it's coming. I think it's coming and going. It's probably still going. But I just don't care. Like, it's the spookiest thing of all. It's a corpse. It's done. So to hear they're announcing a sequel, I mean, man, so soon too. I mean, how long has? Oh no, I guess it's been out for a while now, hasn't it?
Well,
Christ.
if you want to know, like, so if you want to talk corpse, like, something that's already been dead and just fucking decomposed, dead, gone. It was Overwatch versus Battleborn. They were the two ones that were released at the same time. And
Okay, well, I mean, okay, yeah.
yeah, like Overwatch obviously had the backing of Blizzard, and Battleborn was just independent. Hey guys, look at me! I'm the same thing. First-person shooter, but no blood. Ha ha ha. And
no.
then it died a horrible death when Overwatch was wildly more successful, and that was in 2016. To give reference to that.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, man, that was ages ago. So it's a bit more than that. Just because I was kind of really invested in it at the time. Man, just for people that I guess weren't a part of that kind of period of time, may have never even heard of Battleborn, but it was by 2K, great game studio, and they just dropped the ball. Now, don't get me wrong, a big part of it, some people are saying the game itself wasn't that great, or more importantly, it didn't launch that well. But then on top of that, Overwatch came out and just smothered the Christ out of it. Now, there are games that are so well held up by their cinematics. We've seen it, for example, Team Fortress 2, I mentioned it a ton of times. So many people I know who got into that game found it through the Meet the Team cinematics. Overwatch did the exact same thing. They dropped a ton of very well animated cinematics. These things were everywhere. Every time they launch, everyone wants to watch them because they're just really good visually.
Yeah.
And they raised just enough questions to go,
Maybe
I
I'll
want to
look
know
at the
more.
game.
Where's this guy from? So they dropped, I think, 3. By the time the game launched, they dropped about 3 or 4. Everyone was so hyped. Everyone knew these characters are so cool. Oh my gosh. Battleborn did none of this. They just kind of hoped that people would care. And you know what the killer is? The absolute stinger?
Yeah.
The opening of Battleborn has an insanely good animation.
Oh,
No one's seen it.
Sad.
Instead of posting it as like a cinematic hype thing, they kept it. It's the opening cinematic. So you were completely convinced and sold after you've already bought the game. Gotcha. Anyway, Battleborn, I'd never even played it. It hardly got off the ground. It had to go free to play like instantly.
Yeah.
It was hot. Man, that would have been an eTav episode.
If you want reference, there is a brand new copy still from 2016. Only difference is it's had its disc taken out, so the plastic off, disc taken out, and it's on display at a local game shop near me for $5.
Yeah, and that's pretty much just it paying rent.
Even then, it's like it's less than its spot. They are losing money by having that on the shelf at $5. Like, it's just insane.
I traded in some games the other day at an EB Games. I don't know if that's international, but it's my standard
EB Games.
Game retails.
For anybody else, if you're in America and you don't have an EB Games around you, it is GameStop.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I traded in just a bunch of games. I got 10 cents for one of my games.
Wow. That's
Fat
amazing.
Stacks.
Actually,
anyway,
sorry, you go.
Well, I was just going to scream Overwatch again. Yeah, what were you saying?
I was going to say Overwatch, but I was going to say, you know what's interesting? It never even occurred to me until just then. Overwatch 2, so it's like, sort of evergreen first-person shooter, fighting game? What? Battle game? What? Shooting
Overwatch
game.
1 was supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah. He's now getting an Overwatch 2, but don't forget, Fortnite effectively just got a Fortnite 2.
They didn't, though.
They didn't do it as a separate game. It wasn't a new download.
That's what matters. Like, that matters a lot. For some people...
For money-wise, yeah. It's
for
crazy.
Some people, you've got stuff like Call of Duty. Now, those guys know that game has a turnover rate. That's just... It's like in the contract of buying Call of Duty. But they haven't got that kind of cosmetic, and they have no in-game trading. Now, stuff like Team Fortress 2... yes, I mentioned but you had even stuff like Counter-Strike, right? That's another good comparison.
Oh, yeah.
Counter-Strike... They ran off Counter-Strike Source forever. And then they dropped... Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CSGO, and then they're like... And when they dropped that, people were like, okay, this is the next thing. Like, this one, we know they're going to stick with it. And that came out, God knows how many years now. But, like, that's what games should be doing, is just dropping out one, and then you've got some mileage out of it before they're kind of scrapping it.
Yeah, of course.
Now, this isn't necessary. Like, for example, Smash Bros. That game, they... pretty much drop a new one every time there's a new console launched.
Yeah,
people know that as well.
That is almost the prerequisite for why a new Smash game gets released.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, not always for the handhelds and stuff, but even then, there are still people playing Melee. Smash Bros. Melee from an eons ago.
Which was the best. Sorry, continue.
I will fight you in the car park. Anyway, long story short, there's kind of like an element of trust. I feel like I'm probably like over-exaggerating this because yes, Overwatch has been out for a while, but the way that they dropped it didn't seem like a natural end to the game. It more seems like a panic, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of games that kind of hit their golden era almost outside of its original creation.
Yeah,
Instead of giving it a
very much.
chance, they just went like, oh no! It's stagnating. And they just...
Like, do you reckon it might have anything to do with... Like, obviously, I don't want to get political here, but due to previous things involving other world superpowers and...
We absolutely have to mention the Hong Kong situation here, because we've already talked about it. We had the guy get banned from a Hearthstone tournament, lose all his money because he said free Hong Kong, and people were so mad at Blizzard for that. And then suddenly... Everyone's so mad at Blizzard. I can't even imagine how low the ticket sales were to BlizzCon this year. And suddenly they go, hey, one of our most hyped games from a few years ago, we're releasing another one.
Woo!
Yeah, which is, coincidental? Maybe not. Who knows? I think there's a good chance. Now, I'll know this to be, or I at least will think it's true. If we see nothing of this game and it's like a ton of concept art, I will believe it was truly rushed out the door as a way to, like, take the heat off them.
Yes,
but,
for sure.
I mean, there's this one picture I've seen. The one thing that anyone's seen is this picture of Lucio. Lucio, just an in-game character. That's kind of irrelevant. But he's next to the Overwatch 2, like, logo. And he looks like Lucio.
I've never seen, also on top of what you're about to say about Lucio, I've never seen such a ham-fisted logo in my life. Sorry, continue.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty much Overwatch, but new. They may as well put that fucking, like, that big smash, like, sticker on the top now with Knuckles or something. Yeah, like, it's Lucio, but it's not. It's a slight redesign, very slight, and a slight, I guess, graphics update. Which to me is not a good thing. I don't think graphics are what people... Well, you look at all the successful games at the moment, people are loving stuff like Fortnite. Like that, no one cares. No one cares how gorgeous your game looks. We want a game that runs clean. Give me simple visuals and give me a simple game.
That's right. As long as I can make out who I am, who the enemy is, and what gun I'm using, I'm fine to play.
Yeah, all you want to know is the silhouette of your character. I don't care I don't care how high resolution his irises are or how defined his dong is. Like, just give me a very simple...
Dude, his hair has fibers now, man.
Yeah, this is kind of weird. So I feel like... But that's weird too, to say, hey, look, it's Overwatch 2. Here's the frog you already knew. It's like, why? Why?
Now with fibers.
Now with fibers. Now you can see skin cells. Like, this is really going to help those SFM porn artists, which is going to re-release a whole bunch of bloody hyper-real textures. Like, that's not what anyone wanted of Overwatch. And literally, I've never seen a complaint, somebody saying, hey, I wish the fibers, I wish the textures were more hyper-real.
Yeah, man, I wish Lucio's dreadlocks were more dready and less, lines of... color? I don't know.
I wish I could see the sweat running off Roadhog. That's what I really want in a game.
Man,
it seems to me. Now that's a full render though. Speaking of which, like we're talking about like I was saying concept art earlier. No, this Lucio is detailed. I don't think he's been rushed. So I guess he were working on it. Yeah,
to
I
an
don't know.
extent, actually, hang on. If anybody hasn't seen it, unfortunately, there's not a lot of ways I can link you to it, but if you do get a chance to look at it, he does actually, when I'm looking closer at it on this thing I've put in the couch here, he does actually look, his proportions and, I guess, perspectives look a little strange. A little rushed.
Oh, you think so? You don't think that's just part of the Overwatch aesthetic?
Oh, I mean...
Have you seen Widowmaker's bloody spine?
No.
Okay.
That sounds like a conversation for more beers.
No, they made some creative liberties when they designed their characters, that's for sure. So, I don't know. BlizzCon's coming up. After what we've seen, I don't know what they're going to do. Honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to the cinematics. We usually get really awesome cinematics out of Blizzard.
Yeah.
I personally don't care. Oh god, that's gonna make me seem like really kind of cold-hearted to say that I I'm not saying I don't care about the Hong Kong thing, but I totally understand their stance on it. They're like, hey, they're like, we've got to act. I think it was the absolute wrong decision to make, but they had to panic and act.
Yeah.
Now, it's weird. It's one of those ones where you've got to do, like, someone's got to do something else, nothing happens, but at the same time, it's like, hey, there's like huge dev teams to this game just collapsing the whole company just because some higher-ups made poor decisions. It seems rough, but at the same time, it's like, well, the people have spoken. I don't know. I'll be interested to see when they have BlizzCon. They dropped out of the Nintendo Switch launch of Overwatch. They had this huge thing lined up.
Wait.
And it was...
Did that not get released?
It must have. It must have if they've, like... Because they would have sold copies and stuff. But they had, like, a launch event that they bailed for. I haven't seen anything of it Switch. It must have been launched.
Surely. I feel like it must have been. But
effectively, they're like, here's the big time, here's the big announcement, here's the big event. And they bailed on it because of this Hong Kong thing.
Oh, shit. Okay, wow. Yeah. Wow, that's actually so fucking late, though. Wow.
Yeah, keeping in mind that they also made a... Oh, yeah, isn't it weird to think that they announced Overwatch 2 only a few months after saying that they would be launching Overwatch to Switch? Like, talk about a way to butcher your own profits. That must have been... I didn't even think about this. What an absolute nightmare of a decision. I think Blizzard is panicking.
Dumb.
They're freaking out. I feel bad for anyone that isn't responsible for the whole Hong Kong decision, but like, my God, it'd be really interesting to see BlizzCon. I'll be interested to see who attends, what their attendance is like. I'll be interested to see what the announcements they have.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see if they have anything to speak of for this Overwatch 2. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it was just a bit of like a red herring to get people off their tail, but we've got a hyper-real Lucio, so who knows?
Oh my God. Could you imagine if that's actually like some sort of asset that somebody made for like SFM to like have Roadhog absolutely demolish him one day? And everyone's just sort of like, wow, yeah, this is definitely Overwatch 2. Like, you know, this is like Minecraft 2.
That's the game, is just that. It's a video.
Just Roadhog X Lucio.
Oh my God.
Actually, dude.
That's a grunting.
Yeah, on top of grunting, the fucking staff are staring at us bad. We gotta go.
I can't believe you're gonna break me out of my bloody Roadhog X Lucio fantasy to tell me that it's time to finish up my beer.
It is definitely time to down the rest of it, man. They are just like waiting for us. Our tab is getting to the point. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to kill someone before next episode.
Yeah. Okay. Well, next episode we will have looked at what a Mixer do. We will have planted a tree in the dirt ground.
Good.
And we will have seen from Blizzard whether or not Roadhog puts his hog in the frog. Until then,
I like how subtly you didn't even realize, but you've called. I referenced Lucio before, and you said something about the frog, referring to Lucio, and now you've referred to him as a frog again.
That's because he's a frog. Anyway, this has been Tavern at the End of the Internet. We'd love to catch you back here next week, so be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd love it if you could leave a review. Reese, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube and Instagram under Netwinder. That's NETWINDER, or on Snapchat and Twitter under Real Netwinder. And James, where can we find you?
All the good stuff. You can find me at _, NURCHIN. Who knows? Maybe even Mixer. Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, wait, when are you going to listen to this? If you're listening to this hot off the press, give me a minute. Give me a hot minute. I need to sleep off this hangover. But until then, Nurch on Mixer. I don't know what that URL system is. So maybe mixer.com, mixer.net, mixer.nurch. Who fucking knows? Anyway, catch ya.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.